So second video review for this week is for Open Tab by J.A. Armstrong, which was my paperback read this week. This is what the book looks like. If you haven't seen the introduction video, it's hanging around somewhere on YouTube and on my Facebook page if you do want to go and check it out. And if you'd like to check out my Goodreads review, if you're on Facebook, it's a little bit further down the page below all the videos, or if you're on YouTube, it is in the description below. So this is the video review for Open Tab. Now, I have had Open Tab on my to read list for at least a year. Anyone who watched the introduction video last week will know that I discovered this book when Nancy and Healy did a reading from it, and I just was so intrigued by what she'd done the reading of with chapter 1 that I knew this was a book that I was going to want to read, and I wasn't wrong, so that's always a good start. I'd totally forgotten what happened in chapter 1. I know I heard Nancy read it, but then I read it again for myself in print, and it was completely different to how I remembered her reading it, but it's exactly the same. I know it is. I loved this, and I knew I was going to, not just because of the cover, because I do love the cover. It's a massive attraction for any reader of this book, but for me, the characters in this book, there's this triangle, and I'm going to call it a triangle because there's no other way to call it. It's got 3 points and 3 people. Fallon, who has a bar in Whiskey Springs called Murphy's Law, which is all very ironic and funny. Has Andy, who is a married woman, and she's no plans to get divorced, but she loves having Fallon as a lover. And then on the other hand, there's Riley, who's new in town, who has a really cute little boy called Owen, and is a bit of a damsel in distress on her first day. And Fallon comes to her rescue just because Fallon's a good person. You know, as soon as you read this book, even though Fallon's doing what she's doing with Andy, she's not doing it to hurt anyone. Fallon is a good person. Andy's a good person, so's Riley. But Fallon's great, and as a character, she's everything that I wanted her to be. She is a happy disaster. That's what I'm going to call her, because she just can't see what's right in front of her. Unfortunately, neither can Riley. So the two of them, they get on really well. Riley feels like she's under Fallon's feet a lot of the time, where she's getting on her own feet in her new home, and Fallon doesn't see it that way. Fallon's just enjoying having her around and having a little kid in her house, and Fallon is like a child anyway. She has so much fun and excitement with Owen, and their dynamic in this book is ridiculously cute. All the fun she has with him, and then all the distress that can cause Riley with muddy clothes and cleaning and everything else that comes with having a toddler and someone who encourages said toddler to play in the mud. But it was just really romantic and sweet, the whole book. There's a whole little town, and there's a lot of characters in this cast, which is why I can see why Nancy's sort of transforming this for the screen. It's going to make a great TV series. It just is. I just know it is. It's building that way already from book 1, and it's part of a series of books, but you can just tell it's building that way. And so I loved that triangle between Andy, Fallon and Riley. They're all aware of each other. They all know what's going on with each other, but Andy can see the attraction between Riley and Fallon, and she could just kick them both, you can tell. And in the end, it's Andy who's got to do the right thing, really. And it takes Fallon forever to see what's right in front of her, but she knows it more than Riley. And I think Riley is a little bit blind to it until Fallon does something for her that is such a surprise that it suddenly all clicks. And it just, the sort of drama around that, and the way Nancy built that relationship up using so many innuendos and moments where the pair of them both missed what was right in front of their face. That frustration for you as a reader, knowing that they're both just so blind to what is perfect and the rest of this town can see, builds you in with the story, has you completely captured, and you just, I got so lost in this book. I didn't want to put it down. It's a chunky book. It's only got 12 chapters, but the chapters are nice and long, and there's lots going on in them. There's lots and lots for you to get involved with, and I really felt like a community member, sort of part of Whiskey Springs, from reading this. It was like a good gossip at the pub, and it was like, but not in a tacky way, like in a really sophisticated, sexy, chic kind of way. And it just was a brilliant book. I knew I was going to love it as soon as I saw it. I knew I was going to love it as soon as I heard Nancy read from it, and now that I've read it, I know I love it. I can't wait to read the other 2 books in the series that I already have, and I can't wait for more. I really can't. It's a brilliant series. I can see why everyone's raving about this book. If you haven't checked out Open Tab yet by J.A. Armstrong, what are you waiting for? What are you doing? Grab a copy now and read it. It's so good, and you don't want to be missing out, because this series is going to go on and you're going to get behind, and I'm already a year behind, so I don't want to get any further behind. So if you haven't checked it out yet, you really should. It's a great book. So what I'll do, I'll pop a link in the description so you can go and grab yourselves a copy. If you've read Open Tab by J.A. Armstrong, please let me know what you thought. Please let me know what you think of Fallon. She's definitely up there in my favourite characters list. She's so brilliant, and I know what you're all raving about now when I see it. And you're all talking about Fallon and Andy and Fallon and Riley, and I get it now. Now I've read it, I understand. It's addictive. And if you are going to read Open Tab, or if it is on your to read list, again, please let me know, because I would love to hear from you, and I'd love to see how excited you are about reading this book. And if you do read it, I hope you love it as much as I do. Bye!